Hey, so that's fun. Um, we're just gonna plug this shop light in because all the camera light issues. So we'll have some more light in here for production value. Wow, that bleached out the top of that really bad. Let's see what we got. Come on, guys. Whee! Let's lean that back and show you all some of that. Look at that. I even herringboned the shelf down there because I got bored. And I thought it would be fancy as shit. So I made a thing. Sorry. Let me fix this freaking camera. There we go. It's like if I shake it, the light comes on. You can shake it. Well, play with it, but don't, or shake it. Don't play with it. So, yo, hey, cheap Chinese bullshit light. Two things you can count on China for: communism and to fail you. Okay. So why is that light coming loose? Got all kinds of weird shit going on over here. We're gonna tighten up some light. See, I walk away. What the hell just happened? Holy shit. Hi, Dev. Thank you. What's going on? Wow. Yay. I'm having some lighting issues all up in here because I'm using so I don't know if I ever got the chance to explain it to you. My camera system in my shop is a security system with multiple cameras. Um, Unfortunately, they're like some cheap ass Chinese shit. So I have to counter, like the lights don't always come on and stuff. How you doing anyway? So anyway, because they're self-lit LEDs, all that cool shit. Okay, so anyway, whatever. We're not gonna worry about that. We got enough light in here. If we don't, I'm just gonna shine like a star. Thank you again. You're so cool. So this is and I showed you this. I sent you the picture of this earlier. That's our coffee nook we're working on building. These are here for a reason. My computer just did something. It just sent me an alert about something. Hold on one second. Find out why that happened. Because Windows is silly. Probably because I'm using a cheap Chinese freaking security system and it's having a problem with it. Those Defender summary. Okay. All right, no big deal. Awesome. Yeah, I'm coming right back out. I promise. I'm gonna throw on some. Oh, I was supposed to. Guys, my hair is all over the place. I was just ignore it. I'm gonna throw on a hat. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna throw on a hat. I was doing a bunch of welding today. Sweating in the shop. Totally forgot that I was gonna do some stuff. Look at you being all sweet and stuff. Thank you so much. So what we're gonna do tonight, I don't have the drawer faces cut yet. We're not gonna do that yet. We're gonna make them out of this nice piece of oak right here that's all torn up. But underneath this, some really cool striped discoloration. So we're gonna plane this board down tomorrow to make the drawer faces out of. You can see it's nice and thick right there underneath. So it's not too deep to do that. But what we're gonna do tonight is we're going to start cutting the boards for the herringbone for the back, because what we're going to do is just like that shelf down there is herringboned. We're going to take that motif all the way up, and we're going to do that this way. So we have to do a couple things to do that first. One is we're going to determine how high these actually need to be. Tink, tink. And we're going to run a cross member here, and then another T down here. So we have some backing to put those herringbones on. And we're going to use this cool board right here that I made. And it doesn't have to be, you see the actual back supports here are countersunk into the top. We don't need to do that for, oops, hey, the drawers work. We don't need to do that here. We're not going to get too fancy with that here. We're just going to be able to Just need a backing for that, and we'll end up putting a butt joint, like actually glue it and put some adhesive here so it stays, but it doesn't have to be so structural for this. It's gonna be supported here, so not a big deal. That's gonna be cool. So first thing we're gonna do is, you guys thought I didn't know. We're gonna go ahead and cut this board to length. Okay, and we're gonna end up cutting this. Also, we'll just end up ripping that right in half. Normally I wouldn't do it, but we're gonna just do it with the finishing blade. So, also, I need my iPro or I'm gonna get yelled at. Because people care or something. These are not my every day. Oh, my prescription ones are I'm by the computer. Okay, it's okay. We'll just rock these. So, I'm gonna pull out our square and a pencil, something to mark with. They're all on my table saw, actually. What I want to do right now is the back of this is not perfectly square. You can see this is rough cut. So we're going to cut this to a little bit over length. And then we'll square up the back and then cut off the excess. I always make my initial cuts, I always double cut stuff. My grandpa always said, measure twice and cut once. I'm going to measure twice and cut twice, maybe 3 times. So, because it helps me to approximate some things a little better when I'm doing some of this finer work. So, finer. We'll wait on that. Hold on a second. Bring our fence up. Because we do have an approximate straight edge. We're going to use the approximate straight edge to square this all up. And then we'll make the exact straight edge after that. It's close enough to get a smooth ride on the fence out of. And we'll go from there. Finer. Almost as fine as I am. Hey! So that had a little bit of wobble in it just because of the way it was riding the fence. So we'll go ahead and square that up with the other side really quick. We're just going to budge that in. Also, because the fence wasn't sitting. Oh, it's sitting on a pencil. I was wondering why that was. Yeah, okay. Guys, I'm going to call my. Hey, like I said, I keep joking. I need to actually change the title for a day. Thanks for tuning in to Shit Not to Do in a Shop. I'm your host, soon to be one-handed Josh. Anyway, one second. Nice and flat. That's almost as flat as, well, never mind. Never mind. I'm going to offend somebody and then I'll have to pretend to care. Almost as flat as Dino Dong. See exactly how flat that is. And yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. All right, cool. So what we're doing is we're actually going to rip this board in half again, but now we're just going to size it down really quick now that it's all nice and flat and shit. Because I need it. Oh, I need it. We'll do that nice square mark right there. That nice square mark right there, and make sure it didn't budge. Yep, so we don't cut it down too short accidentally. Ding dong. What's up? How are you? Ding dong, what's up? Who's there? That's knock knock. Oh, I'm a ding dong. Hey, call me names all you want. I don't care. I've heard worse. So, yep. Make sure our square is all nice and 0 degrees. It's actually a miter gauge. Cut that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Whee! Somebody keeps dropping dimes. That's a dime and some change. Thank you. Man, that's more attention than my dad gave me all kinds of growing up. I'm just kidding. Dad, if you're out there, I know you gave me more than that. It was just, physical and emotional abuse is not the same. Okay. Damn, talk about therapy. Well, at least the bitty donations will go to fund something. My therapist will thank you. It's 5 and 7/16. Cut in half is 2.5 plus 7 30 is 2.5. I'm gonna do some math. 7 and 30. Oh, wait, we gotta subtract blade curve too. I don't remember what it is on this blade. 16th? Yeah, 16th of an inch. So subtract the 16th, which will make that 4, 5, 6 16ths is 3/8. So 3/8 past 2.5 is some math, no big deal. 2 and 1/2, quarter, 16th, 2.5 plus 3/8. Guys, I'm getting retarded here. It'd be 2 and 7/8. There's somebody doing my math for me. There we go. That don't look right. That's alright, we'll send it. It'll be fine, we'll just cut off the extra. No rule that says that, it's just say I'm making shit up. I can do whatever I want. Because I'm the boss! Oh, hey, so welcome everybody. I appreciate you coming to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Josh. You can call me Daddy. I mean, if you're cute enough. My kids do. You might be able to too. So aside from that, I stream, do video games, play with furniture, play with wood. I build furniture. I build furniture on accident. I think I come out here and stuff just like accidentally falls out. Basically, one day somebody gave me power tools and I got bored, and things accidentally happened. So now I pretend that I'm a professional at this. But if you want to see what I have done, you can head over to lumberdaddy.com and check it out. So, all right, let's see. So that's going to be that one. And no, it's not going to go there. But you know what we are going to do? That'll actually work really well because that's going to end up being our coffee mug hanger thingy. All right, it's a little long. First time I've ever been able to say that in my life. It's okay. We'll wing it for right now. I have to go measure my coffee maker. This legit. I'm about to do this. Hold on a second. It's about that long. Mother shit. Fuck you. Maybe I get an actual tape measure out. Guys, I promise I know what I'm doing. I have all the cards. I just kind of shuffled the deck. Yeah, we'll cut it 18 and a half. I've done this before, but if I look like I don't know what I'm doing, maybe somebody will feel sorry for me. And like, you know. Maybe I get Mr. Beast in here. What do you think? Like, I can call it a community service project donation. Like, hey, we have this creator on Twitch. He's kind of retarded. I think he has Down syndrome. Just be like, I don't know. Tell him I'm like super autistic or some shit. Maybe he'll come drop a bunch of money for the special needs woodworker. Okay. One-handed. So this is what we're going to do. Essentially, I'm going to center that in a minute. And then we're going to glue this up right here. And we're going to use this back support. We're going to do more than glue it. I'm going to put some dowels in it and stuff so it stays in place. I don't normally like using a cross grain gluing pattern like this. There's not as much strength in it. But because of what we're doing, it's actually going to be a multifaceted glue up. There'll be several contact points, and you guys will see that as we go. Right now, I just need it to stay in place for right now, and then the entire structure, when it's all built, is going to support itself. It's going to hold itself up the way that it sits anyway until we get it all built, but you guys will see what I'm talking about in a few minutes. So for right now, I'm going to do this because I can't use that piece to glue it up yet or to support it yet. So we're going to set height marks right here. I drew on the wrong piece of wood. No, it's there. Okay. Thought I drew on the wrong piece of wood. And right here. Okay. We're going to sand that down just a little bit. It's got some glue on it from something I was doing before. I forgot to clean up my mess. Sorry, guys. I spilled a little. Oops. Sorry, girls. There we go. There we go. All right. So let me say it's gonna actually go. So I actually need to do a little bit more up here. Oh, just not enough. Ready for round two? Okay. So real quick, was a little long. So I'm going to clamp it up so I can measure the other side and figure out how much. It should only be like 1/8 of an inch. Okay, good. I thought it was just lung on the top. It's not. It's actually just missed. So we'll put a level on this really quick to make sure that it's right. The best part about watching some of these streams, guys, is you get to watch me design as we go, because I don't have a freaking clue what I'm doing half the time. I just make this shit up. No, we're going to go low. That's right. We need to go low. We need to go behind that line, under that line. That's okay. Sorry, I let you down the wood. I dropped the wood. I guess I let it down off the table. Not the first thing I've ever let down. Okay. Okay. It's kind of hard to gauge it because it's on an uneven garage floor. The level may not be the best guess. All right, do this a different way. There's lots of different ways to do this. I'm going to adapt to any of them. 16 and an eighth. 16 and a quarter. See, it's hard to judge. And we'll just make sure that it should be the same anyway because we use that line, right? Right? Is that how this works? I don't know. I think that's how this works. So we actually have 18 and a half to the top. 18 and a half to the top. We'll go ahead and mark our extra. We only have to take off about a 16th of an inch. And then we can sand down any discrepancies beyond that. All right. Oh yeah, it's super tiny. All right. I think we probably could have just sanded it down, but I don't want to waste that kind of sandpaper, so we have to plug the power tools in. I forgot I unplugged it for the sander. Eventually I'll have a workshop where everything will be plugged in all at once, all at the same time. You guys' stream donations will be, let's be real, they won't go towards that. But maybe eventually they will. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and that wood glue. I'm gonna go ahead and mark our gluing surface on these just to rough it out. I get as much coverage as I can. Yep. Okay. And we'll come over here. Sure, the lights are screwed up. I had a gluing rag, like a little wipe off. So I have a ton of rags around here, but okay. So make sure that every bit of contact surface that we're going to have is going to be covered in glue. We want to maximize that coverage area. Guys, if you're not aware of the bonding strength of wood glue, it's something to check out. So, something my grandpa taught me when I was much younger. So if you have a properly glued surface, and you can even check this out with some of your cheaper furniture, to tell you the truth, some of that stuff. You have a properly glued surface, then it's actually stronger than the wood around it. And if you break it, you're generally going to break the wood. You're not going to, around it, you're not going to break the glue bond. So, my go-to brand is Titebond. It always has been. They have 3 different formulas based on what your usage is. Outside usage and stuff, and and then different ones have different drying times, curing times and stuff. There's something to check into. All my furniture builds are done with Titebond Type 2. Nudge this over just a little bit. Sorry, do camera flip. You guys can see what we're doing. We just glued it up. And got that all clamped up according to the line. And then I'm going to go ahead. I was talking about this on stream the other day. Some people subscribe to the wipe off all your glue early method. And they're super thorough with it. Your excess, because you're going to have excess. Some people will just let it dry where it dries. And then sand it down. I prefer to a little bit of both. Just for quality control and quality glue ups and stuff. And then also it prevents me from having to sand in corners and stuff like this. It's a pain in the ass. So I will wipe it all, but with the realization that it's probably going to leak. And then I'll add some sanding and stuff to it later to finish it. Okay. So this has got a little bit of, we're going to check the square on this really quick. Just because if there's any difference between the miter gauge and the wood, and the blade, it will cause an issue with the wood. It won't 90 degree up, like 89.7 degrees, and it'll be a pain in the ass. This is really, really damn close. It's close enough for what we're using it for. So what I want to do though, just go ahead and mark that. That's pretty damn close. So we're gonna go ahead and center. We're gonna draw our center point. Because we're gonna center that piece of wood in between right here. So I'm going to check this out. You guys can see one thing I'm doing. I'm actually putting the tape measure in front of this piece that I'm actually measuring. And the reason is because now I have the opposing piece as a precision cutoff for where I'm looking, which is 18 and 7/8. So 18 and 7/8 is 9 and 7/16. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yep. Yep. We cut that 18 in half for 9 inches. We take the 7/8, split that in half, and we just do that by doubling the denominator, right? If you did 9th grade math or 3rd grade math, I don't know. So that 7/8 turns into 7/16, and we end up cutting that right in half. So we have 9 and 7/16. You know, if I did this with a freaking pencil in hand every time, it'd be a lot easier. I have them laying all over the garage, and when I need them, they're too far away from me. I'm like in the middle of a measure, and I'm like, shit, I need to go over here. Okay, so 9 and 7/16. It's just shy of 9.5 by a 16th. Try to get that as close as possible. There's our centering mark. And then we'll go ahead and center this board. We'll line our centering board, this, blah! I'm gonna stop with the English language today. I'm gonna just go ahead and measure this. There's other ways to find center too, like all graphical and stuff. It makes sense to me with the numbers. So we have 2 and 7/16. 1 and 7/32. We'll flip this over to where we actually have to, oh wait, no, we don't have to. Cool. Yeah, we do. 1 and 7/32. Loosen this up. My square's got multiple measurements on it. Super cool. 1 and 7/32 will be just shy of 1 1/4. Go ahead and line that up right there. Now, center is right there. Yay! We're special. We'll go ahead and mark that on the back side. And that's our center. Whoa! Why don't you hit me in the face and shit? So again, we'll go ahead and do our glue up mark. I'm gonna be right there. And we're gonna glue the butt a little bit on this one. A butt joint is the weakest glue up joint you can make. So here it's just going to be, we're not using it as a primary, we're just going to be using it as our ancillary glue up. Kind of auxiliary backup. Really, the only reason we're even putting glue on it is because the wood's going to meet there, so let's just put some glue on it. This piece is actually going to be supported by literally everything else. It's pretty cool because once the herringbone goes in the back too, these two, the herringbone pattern and then this piece that we're using to support it will actually support each other. I always try to build my pieces in such a way that it supports itself. So we're going to go ahead and grab another clamp. Because once we put this down, it's going to be for life. It's going to be forever. I would say just like diamonds are, but let's be real. There's about 3 women on the face of the planet that actually appreciate that shit. Okay. Okay. We've got that. We're going to put that downward pressure right there. And we're just going to make sure that we have a center. And we can do that really easy, guys. We can check a center. If we're not measuring to design one, if we're not measuring to worry about getting a center, and all we're doing is measuring to check, that's such an easy process. All we're going to do is measure one side, put a mark on a piece of wood on the other side, and then come back and check that it actually is centered by comparing that distance to, holy shit. I think I missed. What? Centered there, but not on the top. Huh. That piece is off just a little bit. There we go. Nice and centered, just like I talked about. Make sure that that clamp is nice and tight so it does not move. We're going to let that set up for at least a half an hour before we remove those clamps. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we got boards. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start cutting our herringbone boards. It's going to be so pretty. I can't wait. I'll show you guys the wood we're going to use here in a minute because it's gorgeous. And herringbones are super complicated. They're not really. They're picky is what they are. They're just really picky. So we're going to use a couple things. We're going to use a table saw with a miter gauge at 45 degrees. And then after we rip those boards straight, which is something else we need to do. I think what we're going to do is first cut them to length because they'll be easier to manipulate. And I hear that's what I do best is manipulate things. Tonight's just a self-deprecation stream, guys. Come watch Lumber freaking beat his own ass verbally. So we're gonna go ahead and cut those to length, I think. I don't normally hate on myself this much, guys. It just seemed fun tonight. Where is my fancy ass triangle that I just had? Guys, we're going to stay here till I stop losing tools that I just had in my hand. There it is. Well, I found it. End of stream. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's do this. Conveniently, I think this base is almost the same length. We're going to go a little longer than that. So you actually want to cut these long enough to overlap the area that we're going to be working with. So we're going to cut to 20 inches per board, I think. We'll cut the first couple and see how those are going to look, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, we're going to cut to 21 inches just to cover ground, the first one, and then we'll go from there. So these are the boards that we're going to use for the herringbone, guys. If you want to check these out, this is the color pattern that we're looking at. Oh my gosh, aren't those so pretty? So, funny enough, all the wood that we're using on this project was either given to me for free or I found on accident. The pecan slab that is the tops of this was given to me for free by a buddy of mine. And the oak, which is what the entire cabinet and the body of it, everything are made out of, came from a storage unit. I bought a lot. I mean, it was a lot, but I bought a lot of wood off of Facebook Marketplace that actually, I didn't know what he had. They were emptying a storage unit. He said, I got all this lumber. I need to get rid of it. So I'm always looking for deals like that. I ended up walking away with, I don't know, it was ridiculous. Something like 40 boards of oak. And that was cool. It was cooler when I realized that I started surfacing all of it. And and actually cleaning it up and trying to figure out what it was. Hey, Bama, welcome back to the stream, brother. Thanks for coming back, man. But when I found out that a lot of this was like live and red oak that had all been dried. It had been dried because it was scrapped out of a freaking stable. It was an indoor horse stable. It was inside a barn. It was super dry. I found that because there were marks on all of it. Like it was all papered up and like had like horse names and stable numbers and all that stuff still like stapled to it. So for $200, I got 400 or 40. I'm sorry, like 40 boards of solid oak that now I've been carrying around for the last damn near 3 years. I've had it in my garage. And it is gorgeous wood. And I hadn't been doing anything with it. I needed to do something with it. I got that pecan slab from a buddy of mine for free because he wasn't using it. There's another guy that builds this beautiful, beautiful furniture. He's out of Louisiana. If any of you guys are down there, he's actually down by LSU right now. Runs a company called Bell Magnolia. But great dude, Keith Roop. Really nice guy. But he gave it to me for free. He's like, I don't need it. I don't have a use for it. He said, I got this in a bundle of other stuff. He said, I got too much stuff going on right now. You can have it. So, like, yeah, man. Free wood. I'm down. So it was funny. We were always arguing about who got the better deal on who had the better sawmill contacts and who was getting better deals on wood. And I was like, well, I guess I won that fight. Can't beat free. He paid for it, and I got to use it. So I'm always trying to look for deals like that. Always doing stuff. Always looking for ways to get more. I've got a sawmill here that actually will deliver. I got the guy's number. He's like, yeah, man, you got a truck? I said, no, I don't, not yet. And he's, yeah, I'll load up on trailer. So I'll bring it to you. Sure, man. Dude lives an hour away. Save me the gas money, bro. You know? So Bama, how's your week been, man? I haven't seen you in a couple days. I know I was off playing video games and stuff. I wasn't building, so. We're not going to cut that yet because that could end up being one of those goofy pieces that because I cut an inch off, now I need to cut a whole other piece. We're going to cut these to 3 inches. How wide are they? I'm going to cut them to 3, and then the other one's going to be 2.5 inches. I'm going to waste a bunch of wood. 7.5. So what do we cut the other ones to? I want them the same size as this down here. So these are, actually these might be smaller than that. 2? Those are right at 2. So we're going to cut these to 2, which is nice because we're going to get 3 boards out of each one of these, which is going to increase the amount of wood that I thought I was going to get. All right. I see you chatted, man. Oh, shit. I have to overestimate because those aren't straight. So 2.5, 8, 2.25, 2.25, 2.25, 2.25, 2, 2.25. All right, that'll work. I see you in chat, dude. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna make these cuts. I'm not gonna answer your question or reply. You were replying to my question, I guess, right? So give me 1 sec. Oh yeah. Yeah, I get that, man. Matter of fact, I had a build for my church over here. I've been trying to get to for 2 weeks. So, where do you work? What do you do? I don't think I got to ask you that and be nosy the other day. This is cool. I'll get to show you guys something really, really cool here in a second. Oh, I don't want to get rid of any of this. All right. Saving my scrap. I'm building boards for Christmas and Mother's Day. Mechanical design engineer. You did say you were an engineer. That's right. That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. Bet there's some money in that, bro. Hey, so I'm going to show you guys something really quick. We're going to bring up the other camera so we can zoom in. I want you guys to see this. So this, like I was saying, this is the wood that I got out of that horse stable that was recovered, right? So I'm all about, like, I will repurpose some wood because I think it's beautiful. Also because I think it's freaking God made it. Why should we waste it? But also, it ages like a fine wine sometimes. Sometimes it ages and falls apart. But when you get older wood, especially if you're reclaiming it or something like that, you get some really, really cool design patterns. Now, this is on the edge grain. This will not show on the surface, but when it pops through, it will here. And I don't know how well you guys can see that. I'm going to try to bring it up to the light, up to the camera. So you get these like black lines in the grain, right? So like all of this, along with the fact that this wood just has some cool coloration from sitting in a freaking horse stable and being in that environment for a while. But you get this dark, like black lined outlines in some of the grain and stuff. So that's called spalting, if you guys have never seen that before. And it's actually a fungal infection in the wood, which normally would be like, oh, that sucks, right? It's sick. Well, it's not. So here's the deal, right? The wood is so dried by the time we're ready to use it for furniture that having that in there is not an issue, but it actually makes the wood look even better because it highlights patterns in the grain. You can kind of see it from the side here. I don't know, the light in here is not the best for that. But you can kind of see it from the side here and how it punches through. And it adds like a lot of character to the wood. And the reason that it's not an issue is because fungus lives on moisture, right? So by the time we're at the point we're ready to use this for furniture, the fungus is dead. But the coloration and the damage, quote unquote, to the wood has already been done. But we don't look at it as damage, right? Because we're actually using that, and when the grain, either when the finish hits it, whether we're going to stain it, and I know what we're going to do, we're not going to stain this piece, but when the stain hits it, or polyurethane, or the oil like we're going to use, man, that pops out, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I did a table made completely out of ash 2 years ago, and it was every slab that I got of ash that I got was spalted just like that. It was all sitting in the same spot. And the guy that I got it from the mill, he actually did that on purpose. He allowed it to happen on purpose. And man, let me tell you, it was absolutely beautiful. So I was super happy to be able to get that and do that. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start cutting. We're going to start cutting the middle piece here. We're going to go ahead and add a 45. Actually, 2 45s to the end of this wood, and I'm going to put the spalting up right dead center in the, oh man. This is where we need to think about this because we're not going to use this piece because I want this more central. That's where our coffee mugs and stuff are going to hang, and I don't want to hide it. This wood is too pretty, man. It's too pretty to make anything out of. All right. So we've got those cut down to our 2-inch size. We do have this other board we need to cut down to our 2-inch size, so we're going to do that really quick. These came off the same board, but let me just double check the width. Should still be 7.5, 7 and 9/16. Okay, so we're good on that. So we're going to go ahead and cut these strips down to 2 1/4, just like we did on the other one. So 2 1/4, 2 1/4, 5.5. Let's cut these ones down to 2 1/8 because I don't want to lose any wood. Hey, so Bama, what part of Alabama are you in? There's reasons I'm asking. Oh, wow. I'm going to show you guys this spalting on this one, too. It's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful! Okay. Now we'll go ahead. We're going to move this down to our 2-inch mark. And we're actually, so it's the same. We're going to use another board to measure it against the table saw. I got a buddy of mine that lives in Muscle Shoals, but then he works in a hospital in Huntsville. Oh, nice, dude. Oh, okay. A friend of mine lives in Gulfport, Mississippi, actually. So that's like, you know, those two states come down, touch the Gulf. They're like 12 miles wide, and then it makes Florida. I used to live in Louisiana, bro. I was stationed in Central Louisiana. I got a friend of mine down at LSU, actually. He's an ROTC instructor down there. I've driven through that part of Alabama, but I haven't like stayed there for anything. I got a buddy he retired in like Wetumpka, out in the middle of freaking nowhere. Got some buddies up in Birmingham. He's up there painting or something, I don't know. I was kidding, that's a joke. Country song, Alan Jackson. Can you paint me in Birmingham? You drink of water. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice area down there. Beautiful area. At least once a year you can swim in your house. Actually, you guys haven't seen any bad storms yet this year, huh? I don't think there's been a bunch that hit the Gulf yet this year, huh? Just the one. But that came up through Florida. We caught the tail end of that up here. Oh, man. This is, and people pay extra for this. That's spalting again. So that's that end grain that you guys probably didn't see. I just cut another one. You can see, like, it just shows up enough to highlight. I really need a dust system out here or something. But it just shows up enough to highlight. And again, I cannot wait until we get this into the piece and get this oiled and finished. I have been looking forward to finishing this piece for a long time. This piece has been in the works for months, but yeah, 3 years ago, that was, yeah, 2019. I was in Texas during that. I lived in Louisiana, but I was in Texas for work. And then 2020 was bad, dude. We got hit with like 3 hurricanes and a storm, and a tropical storm like a week later. So, all right. So now I got to do this wood. I got to cut these angles, but I kind of just want to look at it because it's so damn pretty. All right. We're going to measure this 45 as close as we can, as accurate as we can, because I want these miters to be as tight as we possibly, these angles to be as close as they can, because I want that herringbone centered as tightly as we can get it. That's about 45. We'll ballpark that right there, and then making sure we don't flex the blade. If you guys put torsion against the blade will bend, and then the miter gauge will be off. So we're not going to put any torsion against the blade. We're just going to make sure that the triangle doesn't move. Square it up to 45 degrees. It doesn't matter what it says on the gauge, because that's a sticker, and people do things. We're going to make sure that that measures exactly. So like mine's like 45.1 degrees. I don't even think I can measure the 0.1. It's 45 plus a little. I'm glad we measured that. Uh, yeah, man, come on into the Discord. Join us up. I'm not on voice chat tonight, but I usually am when I'm playing games or when I'm doing whatever. So anytime I'm streaming, I'm usually hanging out in there. So always more than welcome to have. If I'm in voice chat, I leave that open so people can come on in. And yeah, if I'm streaming, if I'm playing games or whatever, if I'm in Discord chat, anybody that's in the anybody that's in the community is more than welcome to come on in and join me. So, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna pin that right there. That's the pretty part. I need a center line right down the middle of this is what I need. Okay. Let's center this. You know that this was still at center for our piece right here. So we're just going to go ahead, mark our center line here. And then what we're going to do is square this off, run a 90-degree right up the middle on that center line, and we know that it'll be center of that entire board. Okay. I was almost an engineer at one point in time. Not the same, but I don't know, man. Just something to talk about. I was once upon a time I was an engineering student in university, but life had different plans. God said you're doing something different. He said if you sleep that much in college, you do something else. They put me in a job where I had to stay up for 24 hours straight so many times. I never thought about it like that before. Oh, wow. I ended up on staff duty so much because I didn't make it through University of Michigan because I slept too much. That's crazy. I never thought about it like that. All right. Anyway, we have our center line. Engineering. So I'm a problem solver, man. Like I love running. That's why I like doing this so much. Because everything's not a problem. But like interesting. Can we say that? Say it's interesting. First herringbone here. Like I don't know what the actual way of doing this is. I don't know what the like. You know, I'm sure there's an easier way to do these things, and I'll figure it out at some point in time. Like drawing this herringbone right here and making it like completely freaking perfect. I don't know, man. I'm just making shit up as I go. So this board should be 2 inches across. Great. So we'll mark it at 1 inch. This is the point where It's perfectly center on the, and that's where we cut it off. I don't know, man. I just remember math class. But yeah, I've been a puzzle solver, problem solver all my life. It's kind of my thing, and I like doing things with my hands. I was an engineer, or was supposed to be. And it didn't work out. So here I am. Very damn close. Bam! Bam! Bam. I'm going to run out of clamps doing this, but that's okay. Actually, these are pretty much done, so I'll be able to get this centered. Need to get some more cameras in here, man. Probably be better all the way around, huh? Eventually, I'm going to get that point. But this was kind of a natural fit for me, too. My woodworking curiosity started when I was remodeling a house. Ironically, right back here, about a mile from where I'm at right now, with my ex-wife. And we got into doing that. And then it was, oh, we should try to do, she wanted to do she wanted me to buy her a desk so she could homeschool the kids. And I was like, well, let me, hold on a second. And, I was like, I've got stuff. Let me see what I can do. Because I was super curious about doing that. So it started with that. I built her a teacher's desk, and it turned out actually really nice considering I had no idea what I was doing at the time other than I had remodeled some houses, and my grandfather taught me to cut and glue stuff when I was a kid. So I attribute a lot of this to him, actually. And that started. And it just went on from there, man. Did that, and then I was like, well, if I did the desk, I bet I can do our living room furniture. So I did. Did our living room furniture. I still have it. Funny, she didn't want that. She just wanted to kidnap the kids and run. So, did that, and then had some wood laying around and did a job for somebody else. I was like, yeah, I mean, I can do that. I've done mine. Let me do yours. So that's how that started, and my first paid job a couple years back, and it was really interesting to me. So started doing more of it, and now we're here. My girlfriend's upstairs yelling at one of her clients. That sounds so bad. She's a therapist. Sorry. She talks to people about their lives, all right? It's like a real therapist, okay? Sorry. Woo! Okay. Okay, so from that, actually need to do this from this side because yep. Take this one because it's so pretty. Oh, it looks like a butterfly. Whee! I need to put a 45 on that. And we moved it, so we're going to check it again. I know where it was on the miter gauge, but we're going to double check it anyway. Check that against our saw blade. Checking against the saw blade, not the opening. Right? Nailed it! Okay. Tighten it down just a little bit more. So, okay. So, want that side right there. So we'll place this right where we need it. Realizing that it's going to overlap, but I had to have that angle there so that we can get this right here. And we're going to make 2 cuts on this piece to fit it in so that it's nice and perfect. And we know that our center line is where it needs to be. So we're going to cut this off at the edge right there. And all we're going to do is mark that edge. And we'll go ahead and make a square mark here. So we have our cut. Nice and perfect. Okay. And we have our mark to cut here, which is going to be, should be a mirror of that 45-degree angle, because 45 makes 45 and 45, 90. We'll go ahead and make that cut right now. And before we cut again, we're going to come back, because I want to double check before we lose an entire piece of wood that we can't fix or can't replace. One thing we're going to do, we're going to double check that shit, because I want this tight like a tiger. Okay. All right. Now all we should have to do is make sure that pencil mark gets removed in the cut, and we should be perfect. I'm going to be doing this a lot, going back and forth, and that's okay. It's not the side I want. I want the 90-degree side. Then making sure we don't push and deflect that blade. Set that at a perfect 90. Again, that pencil mark is just a little past where we want, because trying to get the pencil in the crack. We're going to go right here and make that pencil line disappear. Now we're going to come over before we do our glue up. Amazing! It's amazing. It's so amazing. Okay, so we'll go ahead and mark our glue up surface again. Okay, good. This is actually on camera. Let's make it to the camera. I just want to make sure with camera angles and stuff. I want like 17 cameras in this garage. So I'm actually in school right now doing a welding program too, man. So I'm doing this, and I'm working on my MIG and flux core certifications. And then, well, that's really it. I'm trying to get a job as a welder in the area after. I'll be MIG and flux core certified, assuming I pass all the AWS tests, first part of March. And then I'm working on stick also. So it's pretty good around here, man. I got a couple nuke plants and stuff around here that do the shutdowns. I always need like repairs and stuff during shutdown. And then I'm actually doing that too. Like the long-term plan is to add that to this. Right now, I don't do any metal work for furniture. I want to change that. Most of my furniture, everything I do, is wood joiner based. I really try to make that a thing. I want that. That's kind of my niche. But there's always something, right? Um, so try to make that my niche. That's my go-to. But there's always somebody who wants something else, and like I don't want to be afraid to do the metal work. I want to be able to do it and have the ability to do it. So, um, yeah. So that's where we're at with that. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Get that extra glue wiped off this edge right here. Because if we don't quite fit, and then also we just don't want glue on this board, but this backing board here, because that'll stop. Like if this glue dries now, it'll stop other glue we need later on from doing its job. So we're gonna make sure that this is cleaned up as we can. And I think before we put another board on there, we're probably uh, just gonna sand another one, or just sand it again. All right. So now also our direction is flipped because we're climbing up, and those were based on that bottom. And now our direction of our 45 is flipped because it's going up the side now. So we got to think about that when we're looking at this and what grain we want where. Save that just in case I need it. All these little triangles. One of these is going to go at the bottom of that base. So I want, oh man, oh man, I want that spalting in there. So, so now I'm gonna fix my 45 miter. Do it again. The thing about this is we're laying all these pieces in, but we've gotta let them dry in between. Because I don't have enough clamps. So, yeah. But we can go ahead and cut most of these and set them in place. At least, kind of. I want that spalting. It's going to look beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and reclamp this from this side just for right now. Probably do that with the other one too so we can work our way up. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so pretty. Need to knock a little bit off just to be able to fit it in there to cut it. Oh. One piece at a time. Old Johnny Cash song, man. Song's hilarious. If you guys never heard it, go look it up. It's freaking hilarious. He starts working for GM. Decides he's never gonna be able to afford a Cadillac, so he literally steals like one piece at a time over like 15 years. Um, can't get them all to work. Can't get them all to fit together. Great. Great. I'll be honest, most of that stuff came out of that was oak, but I'm starting to wonder if some of this was not. No, 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 no. Oh, sorry. Perfect. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna turn this so you guys can see this because this is. Oh. Oh. That good enough? Can y'all see that? See that? So yeah, was starting to wonder if some of this is even oak. I know a lot of it was like I pulled a lot of red and live oak out of that stack, but some of this and it looks like it's oak. Like the grain is the right consistent everything like the grain the sapwood is the right uh height enough. It looks right. It's looks like white oak, but this oh man. Either way, it looks beautiful. I know most of this stuff is oak. There's a little bit of red oak. Like most of the bottom cabinet is red oak. This is just all in the same stack. I assumed it was all from the same source, so I figured it was. Um, some of it's a little questionable. I'm okay with that. Um, because it looks beautiful together. So really, that's the big thing. Because it's questionable source too. Like I'm not selling this piece to anybody, so I'm not really like telling them that it's something that it's not. You know, so I'm okay with that too. I just wish I knew for me. Um, hate not knowing. And gluing something up when use wooden clamps to glue something up with wood glue. I don't know if this is the best idea. Might not be able to get my clamps off later. Let's see if she wants to come out here and look at how this is going so far. She doesn't really usually like to get on camera and be on stream, but let's see if she wants to come out here really quick and see how her coffee nook is starting to look. Think I got her. She's gonna come out here. I told her I wouldn't eat dinner unless she came out here to look at it. All right, next 45. We gotta go up. So I want that piece right there. And I want that piece showing. So, oh, you know what? It won't be anyway. Be buried behind that. Yet. Okay. $17.50. We're gonna overestimate, but I want that piece up there. So 17.50. Hi. Oh, you have to come here. You can't see the front where all the stuff's glued together and it's beautiful. All right, I'll turn it. She's so shy, guys. She's also wearing pajamas, so. I will eat my food, thank you. He's so nice to me. Thank you, love. You're welcome. The floor is gonna get paid for. She said, "Oh, you put herringbone on a coffee nook. You can do the floor in our new house." Like, I love you. Yeah, you did. I will. You're welcome. Love you. I guess I could just mark it now that it's up high enough and I can keep that. There we go. It's only because she loves me, guys. Quarter high? Yeah. Come check. Come measure that shit. Perfect. You know, I got another buddy of mine that he jokes around the same way, man. He's always in the stream like, oh, yeah, okay. Freaking, this buddy of mine, Cowboy. He actually flies Microsoft Flight Simulator quite a bit. That's his deal, so. But, he's always in here poking fun, man. Yeah, get your ass down here and you do it then. I do have to eat dinner here in a minute or I'm going to get in trouble, so give me 1 second. I'm going to glue this last one up. And then while we're letting the other one sit, we can sit around, chat. I'm going to eat some food. We made some ground turkey with peppers and some nice crema sauce. And I think it's over, right? Yes, tell you, she cooks so well. And she does it without thinking about it. She just like, I'm just going to throw this thing together, and it's like a 17-course meal. And I'm just like, yep, I lucked out. Took me 20 years to get her, but I finally got her. 20 years and 4 marriages between us. We don't need to talk about all that drama. Oh, let's see. Let's go. Oh, it's so pretty. Hey, so I'm really good at this, in case you guys haven't noticed. I found out I'm really good at this on accident, so it's really not my... Look, God made me good at one thing. Apparently this is it, because relationships are not it. Also the army, but, you know, we'll talk about that another day. So that being said, yeah, you guys should like check out the website and go order stuff. I would love to do this for you, or for your lady friends, um, for your mom. Buy her some stuff. I'll do all the cutesy Pinterest stuff too. As a matter of fact, I just did I'm saving scrap over there. I'm doing charcuterie boards and stuff for Mother's Day. Starting to save all the scraps now and stuff because it's easier. And I don't like wood to go to waste. I like to use it for whatever comes up. So, if you guys are feeling froggy, feel free. I'm gonna clamp that back up. Really, we shouldn't be releasing clamps and putting them back on and everything else, but I don't have enough. And they're freaking expensive for some reason. Cool. So that's gonna dry. Let's eat. Let's chat. Hang out. How's you guys this week? What's going on? What's up? Oh man, this looks good. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna look freaking gorgeous when I'm done. Usually I'm pretty humble about this stuff, but that wood looks really, really good together. Hopefully I don't fuck it up. So in case you guys are curious, what's going to happen with this eventually, we're going to get this herringbone on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run another board just in the front. Basically just a front panel thin enough, or thick enough to support the, we're going to make corbels out of the same wood to hold up the other shelf. And that shelf is going to be made of but that shelf is going to be made of another piece of pecan that I've got that I have to thickness out and smooth up. Project I'm most proud of. I wouldn't say there's one project I'm most proud of. I would say that there's different aspects of the projects that I've done. That there's different things about each one of them that I was really proud of learning something from each one. So if you go on the website, the bar, hands down, just the amount of time that I had to put into that, and that was a super huge learning project for me because I learned it was like box jointing cabinets together. I also learned that I will never box joint 17 linear feet of joints on the same project ever again in my life. The table, so there's a couple tables in there. One, the ash table that looks like it's live edge with the benches and stuff, and it's a dining room set that's metal banded together. That one, I think I got an appreciation for joining slabs and basically making a tabletop. That tabletop was made out of 3 like 18-inch wide slabs of ash, and that was a lot. I actually learned I built a router sled for that and bought a surfacing bit. And I was really, really proud of the fact that I was able to get 3 ash slabs, the same thickness, perfectly smooth all the way across, with a 2-inch surfacing bit on a router. An inch at a time. That was a lot. There was a lot of work that went into that. I will probably one day buy a CNC machine or a $30,000 planer, um, like a big tabletop helical drive, like industrial planer. Um, but I also spent some time hand planing stuff for that, and that was really cool. I don't have a full hand plane set yet. I've got um, an 8-inch scrub plane. I've got a little edge plane, like a little finger edge plane, and I have a number 7 Stanley, um, like 1940s or 1950s. I actually have to restore it, jointer plane. So eventually I'll end up doing hand planing. But I was super proud of just the ability to get those slabs flat enough to be able to join. Um, the black walnut table with the maple inset was a lot. That was my first dive into doing anything with epoxy, and I filled all of the holes in that maple because that maple was spalted also, but it was also worm-eaten. So I reinforced and rebuilt everything. I filled every hole. I did everything, and I had a lot of leaks, and I had a lot of like, oh shit, I've never done this before. Weighed this slab down, and like, I planed I probably planed more epoxy off of that piece of wood when I was done than I actually needed to fill it because I didn't know what I was doing correctly. My first venture into that. So I was really proud of like being able to recover from that and fix that and then get that inset into the walnut correctly. Um, I don't know, man. I guess if I had to pick one, it would be the oak bar. You know, that dry bar is entirely solid oak. The top surface is an epoxy fill, epoxy river resin fill, epoxy resin river fill. Yeah, it's got epoxy in it. The only thing on that I wasn't able to do myself was the bar rail because I didn't have a molding plane and I didn't have a way to make the molding match for the bar rail. But everything else on that came together, and I think he was so proud of that, like to buy that. He, like literally was taking a kid to Chuck E. Cheese when I was able to get that to him, and I loved that. That made me feel really awesome to be able to do that for somebody. Out of everybody, I think he was the happiest customer that I had, and he just is like a kid in a candy store, man. And so that was a super big deal to me. I like to make people happy with this stuff, man. Like I can design it, I can build it, I can do whatever if I like it. But if the guy paying for it or whatever is not into it, then it doesn't matter. And if I can do something to make somebody happy with what I'm doing for them, like, so I think the bar was the one I'm probably would be the most proud of. All my living room furniture, I built all my living room furniture. I've got a TV stand in there that's all reclaimed pallets and then plywood, and I did barn doors on the front of it. And I made the barn door kit because they don't make one small enough, so I had to like find a way to make that. And so I ended up working that out, and then like the rest of my furniture matches it. Um, but like, oh man, every new project that I do is something. I try to learn something new on every one of them. Try to do something a new way and see if it works or see what doesn't and see how it failed and if it failed, how do I fix it next time and how do I do it better? Like, but I love all of them. I don't have a favorite. I don't have one that I'm more proud of. I wish there was a better answer than that, but maybe that's the better answer. I don't know. Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that. Sorry, my chat is over there on my iPad. I figured you guys probably also don't want to see me necessarily stuffing my face, but hey, while we're in between, let me see if I can get these lights on these cameras because that's bugging me. If I can turn these LEDs on, you guys will be able to see that coffee nook a little better. They've been flashing on, like they'll come on and then they come off, and then they just they're making me a little mad. All right. Well, let's see how long those lights will stay on. Okay. I don't know. Let's cut our next piece. It's gonna be that one. I probably should get my bowl out of the way of the flying sawdust. Although to be honest, I think I've eaten enough sawdust and drank enough gun oil in my life that it probably doesn't matter. So, hmm? It's good. Pretty sure the army gave me cancer already. I just don't know it yet. There we go. I get creative with how we're going to measure this. I need to put a back angle on it. Yeah. Besides, I love what I do, man. So like, it's really hard to say, even if I wanted to. Like, yeah, this is my. I can't do that. I just love doing this stuff too much. You know. So. Voila! Yay! This is awesome because this is where they want to start. Finally getting a little easier. These will be a pain in the ass. The lower ones to measure. But this is where I love it. I love it. neighbors are loud as shit, man. Today, some of these cars getting repoed. Today, they're out throwing a party. Probably different neighbors, but still. No, man. So a long, long time ago when I was in Boy Scouts, I wanted to. Um, a long, long time ago. But I never actually got into it. Um, basically everything I ever wanted to do when I was growing up, there was a reason why I couldn't do it. So I didn't. Um, and it's goofy because like go in the woods and get some wood, you know. For some reason couldn't do it, man. I tried. There was one project I tried once upon a time, and I just never like I wanted to learn, and there's reasons why like I don't have time to teach you or like nobody bothered to pay attention. And like yeah, I mean that could be some Oprah Winfrey. My mom doesn't love me shit, but like really it just came down to. It took me a long time to realize that I was an afterthought in my own life. Um, but like on a real basis, like I had nobody to teach me shit, and I tried. I had my little like Boy Scout Swiss Army knife and stuff, and I didn't know what I was doing, man, and uh, just did, and after a while I just stopped. There's a lot of stuff like that where like I wanted to do it or tried to get into it and just stopped. So so now I'm like figuring out all the shit I should have done when I was a kid, and learning how to do all this stuff and getting involved in everything, and I'll probably pick it up. An old man with nothing else to do, so I'll probably end up like with something. My hands are always like idly finding ways to entertain themselves, so I might end up doing. I'm gonna take a bite. That's what I was gonna do. My brain spasmed out. Oh. I started tonight with 3 pencils. I'm struggling to find one right now. All right. So right now, guys, we're just tuning in. All we're doing is cutting all these 45s, making these boards fit for this herringbone pattern that we set up earlier. After the first couple, as long as the first couple are straight and at the right angle, and it's easy to just mark our next cut and follow it on. And pick our surface, our face of the wood that we want sticking out. That one's a little long, man. We're just going to cut that just a little bit more. And yeah, it's going to be covered up with another board that I was already talking about. But I'd rather have it a little short than sticking out. So that's what we're going to do. Make sure that that's getting in there really nice. Hills to the yeah! So Bam, are you at work right now or are you chilling at the house? I think I asked you the other day, man. I don't remember. I'm sorry. What do you game? You said you game too. What do you play? I'm sorry that I don't remember. I have a horrible memory. I'll probably ask you 3 more times before I finally remember. That's actually not bad coverage for one board so far. Where's the? Oh, the other one's over there still. Oh, we have plenty of wood to do this tonight. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, we gotta cut this other one down to 2-inch boards. So just like we did earlier, we're gonna cut it to. Let's make sure it's 7.5 because some of these varied. 7.5. All right, so we're gonna cut these down to 2 1/4, the outside boards, and then we'll cut the entire thing to 2. 2 1/8. Sorry. before. And we're just going to make sure that this is the same. Okay. Because of where we're at, it wouldn't matter too much. It's off like a 64th of an inch. I'm not adjusting it. Okay. We'll trim these up. With these rough edges. So we're doing this because, so we approximate the size, right? And then we go ahead and we'll take these rough edges off of them. Oh man, that is beautiful wood. Absolutely love this wood, man. This grain is absolutely spectacular. I want to save that knot, so we're going to cut here. I want that knot in my piece. So knots in wood products are great in two occasions. One, I'm not going to use it for support, or I don't need to cut anywhere near the knot. And then two, amazingly beautiful decoration. I'm not going to use it for structural support. That's the other catch, right? So we're going to go ahead and cut that one right there. I'm going to go ahead and move this fence. Bring the miter gauge back over that's still locked at that 45-degree angle we had that we love so much. Almost cut my knot right out. That was the piece I wanted to keep. Appreciate you guys listening to me all my therapy bullshit too. This is it actually is really healthy for me as a social outlet. So I get on here and he cries so much. No, I just I have problems. Surprise. So bam. Oh man. It's like he knows what he's doing and shit. These are so tight, like they're not, I could just put them in place and they're not even falling out. That's the way we like it, guys. We like it tight. I mean, the wood. The wood, it's got to be tight or else you have like cracks in it and you can see through it. Yeah, I guess that is the same thing. Anyway. I gotta stop running power tools here in a few minutes. Like, what time is it? Best part about this is we're at the point where one clamp, if we get this in tight enough, It's actually clamping the entire surface because it's jammed way up in there. It won't let it out. Very nice. Very, very nice. Let's mark our cut. Might have to go over to the bandsaw after all. Getting kind of tiny over here. It's almost that because it came from the same piece of wood, like it's almost a grain. I almost don't want to put it there because it makes it look like it's the same color. There's variations in the grain pattern and stuff, but it's almost doesn't stand out enough. Sorry, we'll do it. army beat the shit out of me, man. Let's go. Use you, lose you, and lose you, man. That's the motto! Check that fit. Beautiful. Okay. Joe, what's up? I use Titebond for pretty much everything, man. Unless I'm using epoxy for something specific. But I use all my furniture. I use Titebond Type 2. So it gives me enough working time that I can adjust things if I need to. It's a pretty quick setup time. It's like 30 minutes. But also anytime inside of that I can work with it. And then it's a pretty solid bond, bro. So I've done a lot of furniture with this, and this is what I use, and I never have run into a problem. The wood will break before the glue does, you know. So I've glued together entire dining room sets with no problems. Get something smaller. Small of a triangle I'm gonna have to cut. This is going to be approximate, and then I'll just sand off the rough edges. Because this is just going to be a stop piece. It's going to be a stopgap. There's just a little itty bitty triangle piece missing that I need. So this is going to be it. And then we'll plug that in right there. And then, yeah, there's a little extra edge. It'll come off with some 80 grit on an orbital. So we're just gonna glue that in place right now. Yeah, no, Gorilla Glue is really good for everything. If you nail it the first time, and if you know, I just don't. I like the working time. I like to be able to adjust. But yeah, I think I used it once, Gorilla Glue, Wood Glue, and I just like, nah, I'm not doing that again. So. Yeah, so that's sticking out a little bit. A little bit of 80 grit on a sander will take care of that. I'm more worried about it fitting on the inside, which it does. Again, you're probably not going to end up seeing that piece anyway, but it needs to be there for stability, and now we'll work on the other side because there's going to be a beam that's going to come up, and then a corbel is going to cover that, and it's going to do a bunch of stuff. So, but we'll work on the other side really quick. See if we can't get that gap filled, and we'll hang on to that because you never know how small of a piece you're going to need that you cut yourself away from. We have a whole other board over here that's already planed out to thickness that we won't need. But it's nice to have it. Okay, let's get this. It's already angled for us. We'll cut this down to where we need it to. Mark our 45 right here. Line that up, get it all measured up nice. And mark. Go ahead and flip this back to our other 45 angle. Joe, you ready for D&D on coming up? We're playing on the 7th and the 15th, man. You still good? Also, you need to send me your email still. I got to be able to get you permission into Roll20 so you can add your character. Doing the back and forth. I was welding all day today. I'm like acting retarded. Little extra. Never hurt anybody. Move it up with some sawdust in a little bit. It'll all squeeze out. It'll buff. That's cool. Yeah, I think your ranger should be fine, dude. I'm not in the habit of killing my players, okay? They did that. I didn't do that. You shouldn't need a backup. That wasn't my fault. I tried. I gave them every out. I tried. Can't judge me for that shit. I practically begged them not to do that. Yeah, just email me or just message me your email address in Discord, and I'll get it when I go inside here in a little bit when stream ends. I'm gonna do this until 10. I got about half an hour left of running the saw before noise ordinance kicks in around here. So, even though it's in my garage and you can't really hear much outside, I still like to, I got neighbors and stuff. I still like to be considerate. And I don't run stream past 10 o'clock anyway, so conveniently that works. But yeah, man, if you send that to me, I'll get your permissions in there. Is this one gonna be long enough if I run the? It will be. Okay, let me clean that edge up. that marked. Okay. Yeah, so we're looking at the 7th. Nobody's come back and said they're unavailable or anything changed yet. So we're still looking at that. And then the, was it the 7th? Whatever that Saturday is, because the next weekend's the 15th. So the 7th and the 14th, or the 8th and the 15th, I'm not sure, but whatever that weekend is. So, Bama, if you're still in the chat, dude, we play D&D around here too. I actually have a homebrew world that I wrote up, and we're working on fleshing it out. I haven't written the whole world yet. We're gonna do that through some of the adventures and stuff, but it's gonna be a blast, man. There's a lot of intrigue, high magic, pirates, slavers, all kinds of cool shit. Okay, it'll fit either way, I think. Shit, I'm dumb. That's okay. I just glued the wrong angle of it, but it'll buff out. There's a piece I wanted to include, and I accidentally put it on the wrong side. I had to recut. Okay. I hope this one fits perfectly, because I really want this piece in here. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, man. Okay, but if you saw how pretty this was, Yeah, this is gorgeous. I mean, I'm not trying to die. Sorry, guys, I got in trouble. Apparently, she thought I was dying. I love how her first instinct was to yell at me instead of like, "Hey, are you okay?" Anybody else notice that? So I rush out here to make sure I'm okay. She did nothing. She rushed to yell at me and then check if I was okay. uh get in there. Oh, that's so tight. I had to push it in. Had to force that one in there. That's actually about to get pounded in there a little bit. Oh, the amount of times I could make sex jokes while I'm out here woodworking is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, pound it in, Daddy! Holy shit. Oh. You know what the worst part about this is? I have to cut that entire board down so I can get 4 boards. So here's the other one we're using. Actually, we won't have to. We'll cut it short and make sure it works well. And plus, that splits at the top. I don't want to worry about that split too much. That'll go to the back. You see some of the coloration that it kind of caused as it got through there. So let's clean this board up a little bit. Get rid of that split. It's actually split on both ends. That may actually still be useful. Could end up in a cutting board too. I don't know. All right. See, how long does this have to be? 4 inches, guys. That's all it needs. Let's see. This one's gonna go here. So we're gonna cut it to 12. So we need 12-inch boards at the longest. And this is 7.5, so we'll be able to get 3 out of this. We may be able to finish it up with 1 cut on this board. So let's take this down just to 13, just to be able to make sure we've got extra, we've got room to work with, because it's just how I operate. Cut this in the back. Or over there. We'll just put it over there. It'll be fine. She was big mad. At least she loves me. At least I know that. She thinks power tools are the only way I can hurt myself in a garage. There are plenty of other ways I can fuck myself up. I didn't do that top piece up there. See what we got, right? Hair and hair. I could use that. No, I couldn't. I can't bring myself to lower myself to that standard to do that. Okay. The worst part is, huh? Yeah, we'll cap that really quick. That'll be fine. Gonna be a ton of sandpaper if I have to do it that way. I don't see this going well. All I have to do is get it closer than it was, and I can sand off the rest. That's fine. Yeah, that'll sand. Oh, I had one that would work that was already cut. And it's actually perfect. Somehow it just is perfect. It's the right size. The weird thing about that happens really way more than you'd think it does. Somehow you just end up with scraps because the way math works that are just cut the way and the size that you want. Oh, weird. Yeah. I love working with wood. So cool, guys. It's just so cool, guys. All right. Let's see where we are right here. Literally, we'll only have to cut a little bit off of this one. Well, at least part of the day to work on this stuff tomorrow too. We're gonna have a couple appointments. We have some stuff going on here at the house. But if you guys are around, you may catch a daytime stream of me finishing some of this stuff up, which is a rarity anymore. When I first moved, it was pretty common because I didn't have anything else going on. But you guys may catch a daytime stream of me working on this stuff tomorrow, at least for a little while, hour or two. Slide that into place. Yeah. Get that. Get it. These are tight enough too. Once they fit into place, they don't need to be clamped. Oh man, that back is beautiful. Show me that back. I am loving building this. This is probably... So like, Bama, probably one of the proud things probably one of the things I'm going to take away from this one is I've never done herringbone in a project before. And I have a huge appreciation for how tight and how tight these joints need to be and exactly how exact your work has to be in order to get them that tight. Like I've got gaps on some of this. It's really hard to tell, but I'm sitting here looking at it and I know it's not perfect and there's room for improvement. And I love that because while this is good enough, like I feel like I could sell this. I'm also looking at like, man, there's a lot that I would do different. So that's one of the cool things about it too. So the question you asked on this piece specifically, that would be what I would take away from this one. So, all right, let's get that next piece cut. That's gonna be a little looser than I want it to be. Yep, little bit. Just a little. And it's funny how much a 64th of an inch will kill you on these joints. All right, we're getting ready to end here in about 10 minutes, guys. So I appreciate everybody. If I want to make sure I get this out now instead of trying to jam that in. I really appreciate everybody that comes out to these. I love working out here. The fact that y'all show up to watch me build stuff just validates what I'm doing on Twitch, but also just what I'm doing in life with trying to get all this stuff done and built and stuff. And I've got big vested interest in being able to do this full time. And I'm really trying to make this happen. And just the fact that people are even interested in watching is pretty cool. So if you guys would either head on over to the Discord, join the Discord, come say hi sometime. I'm in voice chat when I'm playing video games and stuff, and when we're streaming that, and you guys are more than welcome in there. That's exclamation Discord. And then if you guys are interested in more of what we're doing, you can get the live notifications over at Twitter. If you follow the Lumber Daddy over on Twitter. But even bigger than that, guys, if you would, head on over to the website. Check it out. Take a look at the portfolio. I'm not asking everybody to go order stuff. Nah, but take a look at it. Let your friends know. I love doing this stuff, and I would love to do this for some of them. I'm going to finish the herringbone up, and I'm going to build drawer faces and stuff tomorrow, so it'll look a little bit more finished before we put the top shelf on it. But I would love to do this for some other people and get the chance to do that. And if you guys head on over to the website, take a look at the portfolio, share my stuff out on Twitter or Instagram if you would. Take a look at it. I like coming out here to do this. I love streaming it, and I love having I have so much fun with you guys. when we're in chat. You know, I really mean that. Like, I really enjoy doing this stuff. You believe that? I'm gonna be that close to. Let's see if we can salvage this. Yeah, we'll be able to cut it out of this piece right here. But if you're on Twitter and you guys can get the live notifications and stuff, when I'm going live and when we'll be streaming and doing all that cool stuff, I love it when y'all come hang out with me. It makes me feel special. But honestly, on just a personal note about that stuff, like I've come to the point where I've been using streaming for my own mental well-being for a while. I was really amazed because I'm old school, man. I'm old. I was born in the 80s. I was almost so far back. I was almost born in the 70s. So this newfangled, yeah, whatever. But I was really. I had my doubts when I first started this, and when I even understood what was going on with the streaming community and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear me over the table saw, so I've just been shutting up when it goes on. Sorry, give me 1 second. I only cut in these last 3 pieces, and that should be enough to be able to finish this out. So I didn't understand when I got started, like really how much social activity actually happened, and it's been so good for me, and like I'm totally, because of it, I'm like totally 100% here for y'all. That's why the messages pop up in my chat and stuff too about those hard to face topics that we don't always like to talk about, because that was almost me. I was almost there. And I would much rather be here for somebody else too. So I love it when you guys come hang out and chat. The social interaction of it all and everything else, like, you guys are awesome. You seriously make my night every time you're in my chat room. I love hearing about y'all's weeks. I love hearing about what everybody's doing. Just the chance to talk everybody up and everything. And I talk shit and I talk trash a lot. I was in the military for almost 20 years, guys. It's gonna happen. But if it wasn't happening, you'd wonder if I actually loved all y'all. So, hope y'all appreciate that. But if you get the notifications, you guys will know when I'm going live next. I will be on tomorrow. Again, I've got to get an actual calendar posted. I've got to do one up in Photoshop. But I will be streaming every night. And I will be streaming tomorrow, at least tomorrow night, about 7 p.m. But like if I'm in the workshop tomorrow, it would be a little unexpected and off schedule. So if you guys are in the socials and stuff, you guys can catch that, and you'll know when I am actually going live. And you can come hang out. So feel free, man. Man, that is so close. I have to buzz like literally a 6. I'm literally about to buzz this thing short. There it is. That's enough. Holy shit, man. So, let's see if it fits now. Nice and tight. Just like we like it. Why stop calling your mom? No, I'm just kidding. Mom jokes. I'm from. Anyway. So it'll be possible woodshop stream during the day tomorrow. Don't hold your breath, but hang out on the socials and get the notifications, and you'll know. Or make sure you're following me out here on Twitch with notifications on, and you guys will get that. For sure, stream tomorrow. I think I've been meaning to put more time in on it. I'm trying to finish I'm trying to go back through the Assassin's Creed series and play the important games before the new games come out next year, because Mirage is coming out. So I want to go through the original 4. Well, I'm not counting 1. I'm not playing 1 again. It was just, I enjoyed it. It was a great primer to the series. It was monotonous as shit. It was just repetitive. So I'm not going to replay through that. But we are playing Assassin's Creed 2. I'm going to play 3 and 4, and then I'm going to play the big trilogy of Odyssey, Valhalla, and Origins. So that's all coming up soon. All that's on the slate. If we cut this off. That might give us coverage for what we need. This one will, and it'll be a little safer to cut. So if you guys want to check that out, that'll be awesome. When Warzone 2 comes out, we'll be giving that a shot before I decide whether it's trash or not. Not that my opinion matters to the gaming community, but it matters to whether or not I'll be playing it. Because Warzone and I have a love-hate relationship. That's another, just a hair too much. I do not like doing that. I know, Joe. Warzone and Call of Duty and we have a love-hate relationship. And I didn't buy the beta. I watched some buddies of mine play it. Looked good, looked cool. So Warzone launches like November 16th. I will check it out when Warzone comes out, and whether or not I'm going to bother buying it. If I'm just going to play Warzone for free, or what I'm going to do. We'll see. I don't know. Because that begs the other thing, you know, like, oh, well, I'm not going to get all the weapons unlocked and all the add-ons and stuff unless I buy the game. I just don't care enough. Oh, man, that's going in there tight. Warzone and I have a weird history. It makes me a bad person. I get extremely angry. I've had anger issues and stuff before, so like we'll just leave it alone. I don't know whether I'm going to play it or not. See if we have a triangle that fits. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. It's perfect. That's amazing. But I guess we'll see when it comes out. So we'll play it on stream and stuff, and we'll do a bunch of stuff, but I don't know whether I'll end up with the game or not. So we'll see. But in the meantime, guys, hey, follow the socials. Catch me on Discord. And stay tuned. If you're not following the channel, go ahead and hit that follow button right now, and you're going to know when we're coming back, because we'll be in the workshop again tomorrow. We got some stuff to do. We got to do drawer fronts, and we're going to sand the whole thing down, and then we're going to build the corbels for the front for that next shelf, because we're going to put a shelf about yay high, and we're going to put a hanger plaque in the back to hang coffee mugs off of. So it's a small workspace, but it works. We don't have a big house. We don't have a lot of room in here, so we're making it fit. But hey,